I can't breathe. It hurts.
Hey yo, welcome back. Today we have a story on some marijuana millionaires and Rhode Island allowing injection sites. Alright, so the MJ Biz Daily has put out a list of some of the more successful CEOs in the marijuana business. This would include Cresco Labs, Jushi Holdings, Columbia Care, Acreage Holdings, and all of that stuff. And what it shows, by the way, of last year of 2020, what it shows is that there are quite a bit of millionaires in the marijuana business. Of the 15 they have shown, there's only one female, and the rest are all white males. So that's kind of, I guess, expected, but still a bummer. Most of their money is coming from options or stocks. The one problem that they found is that a lot of these earnings reports that they've put out are not quite clear, and they're kind of vague, and they're putting some information on other pages when they should be putting it all on the one page there. What it's showing is that it seems like that they're trying to hide some of their earnings, some of their income. It's not the best look for these CEOs of like very successful businesses. And it goes to show that, you know what, maybe we're already past that point where marijuana has gotten kind of swallowed by the big business mentality, and all of these white guys who are very successful and privileged have kind of taken it. And when it comes to federal legalization and something like a social equity part of that legalization, it's going to be harder to get that passed when they've already created roots in a state-specific version of legal marijuana. These people have lots of lobbying power. They have lots of just power as a whole in Washington, D.C. So getting them to agree to something like social equity is going to be very difficult, because part of that will be making sure that the businesses that start up are controlled by minorities and controlled by women and controlled by people who right now do not have that power. This shows that because it's been in the shadows, a bunch of white guys have been able to kind of take control in seedy ways. So that's kind of a bummer.
I'm currently running on 2 hours of sleep, suicidal thoughts, and an Oreo, and I'm ready to fight God or become him!
Also, a quick little story that, shows that we're inching along in the way that things are changing. The FBI has changed how they weed out applications with marijuana in the past. So it used to say that you could not be a part of the FBI if you have had marijuana within the past 3 years. Now it says you cannot be in the FBI if you have had marijuana within the past 1 year. So they have jumped 2 years, and I'm sure that will slowly change and will be like, within the past 6 months, within the past month, within the past week, and eventually just kind of fizzle away. But for now, hey, we'll take that small little inch growth towards the right direction. And finally, safe consumption sites are these areas in a city or anywhere that allow people to use illicit drugs under the supervision of people who know what they're doing, using safe needles and things. So it basically kind of takes away the possibility of overdoses. And also you're not going to be in any legal trouble by consuming illegal drugs there. They take a little bit more complex thinking to realize that these are necessary, because at first you're like, why would we allow any kind of illegal drugs being used anywhere, especially when we're in places where they are illegal? But then you think, well, we're having such a huge epidemic of overdoses in the nation, and they are at least dealing with that problem before we're dealing with the larger problem of getting people addicted. I'm a huge proponent of these safe consumption sites, and now we have the first state who has signed them into law, which is Rhode Island, the smallest state. But again, baby steps. They have created a 2-year pilot program that would create supervised drug injection centers, and we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping that they'll see some data within those 2 years that shows that these are important, that these are working and successful. We've had them show up in cities across the country. We've had them show up, I believe, in Oakland. But for the most part, they are getting a lot of pushback everywhere they're trying. I think they tried to put some in Philadelphia, but that's been delayed because of all the pushback. This is a huge step because it's the first state. So hopefully, since Rhode Island's doing it now, we'll see it happen in, I don't know, California, maybe Oregon would be the next full state legalization there. So this is great. This is great news. I look forward to seeing more pop up. Those are the 3 stories today. We'll be back on Friday with some more stuff. See you then.
Don't pull me over! Please don't pull me over! Please don't pull me. Should I exit?
Oh my god, I'm gonna
Should I fucking exit?
No, that's so obvious.
He didn't put on his lights.